Okay. So tools which we have to learn here is first tool is your advanced Excel, which you have to must learn. This will help you to access the data with every rows and columns, and also will help you to perform basic analytics on the data with the help of your various advanced Excel techniques such as pivot tables. Then we have a data validations, what if analysis, and some advanced functions such as your VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, sum if, or the other few advanced functions will help you to understand your data in a better way. But in case your data are having big in the size, are having the more number of rows and columns, in that case, I request you to go with the SQL Server. SQL Servers is a database which will help you to store huge amount of data. It does not matter the data is 1 GB or 100 GB, you can store with the SQL Server. All the big MNCs and all are going to be using some kind of a database to store the data itself. So as an analyst, you also have to learn the SQL Server, a database language, to understand how to store, extract, and manipulate the data with the help of a SQL Server. In the SQL Server, a lot of we have analytical functions as well, which analytical function will help you to perform the basic analysis on the your data itself. And then we're going to be required some kind of advanced analytics, which include your statistical analysis and all. And for that case, I suggest you to be using a Python, or you're going to be using the R. Python are having more demands in the current scenarios. Most of the companies are using the Pythons, almost having almost a 70% market share is acquired by the your Pythons. So more people are interested towards your Pythons to implement it here. Or mostly in the case of your supply chain companies, retail company are using the your R applications to perform your advanced analytics calculations. And then the last going to become here as a graphical analysis. So for graphical analysis, we're going to be using some BI tool, business intelligence tool, such as Tableau and Power BI. Tableau and Power BI both are a similar kind of tools which will help you to perform your graphical analysis. Some specific to the domain, suppose you're going for the your healthcare domain, then I suggest you to also learn SAS applications, SAS, a statistical analysis system. So SAS is application which is mostly used in the healthcare domain to perform your clinical trials. In the case of drugs manufacturing process, we have a clinical trial process which is we're going to be performing the analysis with the help of a SAS. If you're not targeting a healthcare domain and all, are looking for your banking, insurance, IT, ITS, or even the retail companies, manufacturing companies, FMCG companies, in that cases, you can go for the your Pythons. Because in all these cases, Python is more commonly used here as well. Okay. So I want to take your response here. Okay. So what kind of a domain that you're looking for your jobs? For manufacturing's right aim, for banking, financial services, insurance, you just write here your F. For retail, you can write R. Your industries, just write the first letter that will help you to understand here what kind of a job roles. If you're looking for any kind of a industries open to all, just write A. A means open to all. So I want you to just put some message chat in the so that I understand that okay, you are active and you're listening me as well. Sarita is writing here that is open for all industries. Very good. See, open for all means you get the more opportunities. So that is a good approach in the starting. How about Manoj? Can you write in the chat, Manoj, which kind of industry are you looking for? Then we have Nixel as well. Okay, Manoj is also open for all. Good. Nixel, can you write? Okay, so I think this will take some time. I move ahead now. Okay, so who can learn? So there's no any restrictions here that any specific segment people cannot learn it here. Everyone can learn it here. Okay, so if you talk about the a working professionals, if you are coming with the any kind of a backgrounds, it does not matter that you have to be coming with the your IT or ITS only. If you coming with the any other backgrounds also, you can learn your analytics as well. Okay. So there's no restrictions from our side. Even the industries also does not put any restrictions. Regions, it is used in the all the industries. So there's no restriction from the company as well. Any working professionals can upgrade their skills and can make a career in the analytics domain as well. Okay. In case someone saying that I have a long year gaps, I'm not working from the last 1 years or more than a 1 years as well. But if you have completed your graduations and you have not worked with a gap of 1 year and plus, in that case also you can look for this skill as well. Only thing that you have to upgrade yourself to the newer skills as well. And in case you are still a student, final year student or pre-final year student, you can also looking for a placement in the campus or outside the campus. Then this is a must go skills as well. So if you see it here, this is for everyone who looking for a new opportunities. They can learn these skills and can get the new opportunities as well. Okay. Which are the company which are hiring analyst? So I can see here from Nikhil Analytics, we are the list of many companies which are hiring from us in the analytics domain. And you can see the industries are not only the your startups, but also the big MNCs also there who are hiring from us as well. If you're asking about the Zeta, it is a payment gateway companies, big basket e-commerce companies, Bread Financials is a uh, product-based company who are building the debit card, credit card transactions. They are working on this. Oracle database, Meal platforms is a reporting companies. Kantar Analytics are your startup companies. PwC is a what we call is a analytics companies which provides lot of your uh, analysis on the data itself, and also you're in the your audit companies you can say. Genpact is IT, Infosys IT, WNS IT, Latin View Analytics itself is analytics companies. Is the first company who has launched their IPO as well. Recently, they have launched their IPOs in the India. Mu Sigma is the first company who has bring analytics in the India. Amazon's, Flipkart, e-commerce companies, Tesco, Target are your retail companies. They have a big retail chains in the India, in the outside India also. Okay, IBM is a product-based companies. KPMG again the your consulting firms. Standard Chartered Banks is your banking companies. Airtel is telecommunications. Fortis IQVIA is a healthcare companies. So and many more companies are there which are associated with Nikkei Analytics from and they are continuously hiring from us as well. So in terms of job opportunity, if you ask us, we have lot of job opportunity for you, but with the skills, you have to clear their interview rounds and their your placement procedure that you have to follow this, then only you can get into this jobs. Okay. And the key and important point here is how much salary that going to be offered to us. So salaries for the fresher, they can expect a salary of 4 lakhs and above. A starting salaries will be your 4 lakhs and above that's going to be coming for the fresher. Minimum salaries. If you have the 1+ year experience and all, you can expect the 5+. As you're going forward, you can see we have a higher salary as well. But those who are coming with the experience and all, we make sure that you should get minimum at least 40 to 60% hike from your current CTC or the previous CTC as well. Okay. So now let's start our the first case studies which I'm taking here is retail analytics. I'm going to be solving this case with the help of your Yeah, sorry guys. I hope you are still there with me. Some internet issue happen and then it stop sharing now. I'm sharing the screen once again. So we are discussing regarding our case study here. So the case I'm taking here is a retail data here. The data I'm giving the brief informations to you. This retail data here is of a retail store which has provided us a day-to-day transactions to keep the track of their customers spread across various locations, and they are doing the your they are doing the business with them and all. So the details data which include your purchase as well as return. Some of the orders which are returns, that information is also present here. And this retail outlet is not only has one store, it has a multiple stores as well. So data is given to us which include three different data sets. First one is a customer data which includes the customer demographical informations. So demographical information means your customer's name, age, city, and other information of the customers will be including here. Transactions data means the what product customer has buy as well, on which specific date, how many quantity and what is the price of that product, how much they have paid. All these informations are present here. Product category informations includes your product related informations such as the product ID, product name, and your subcategories of the product, their unit price, all the informations are present in the product category informations. Okay. So whenever the data are available to us, we do not simply go for analysis itself. We need to frame certain requirements, certain objective. Without objective, you try to do the analysis and all, it's just like doing the random work. So no, once data is available to us, and if there's no questions given to you, you have to build your own questions. If the client given the questions, we know what will need to be done. But there's no such questions are given, then we have to build the questions. So here we have a few requirement which client has given to us. The first requirement here is the client want to know regarding their return orders. Find out the total number of return order per store categories, per product categories, and by city. From which city we getting the more returns, from which product category we getting the more returns, and which stores are getting the more returns. Returns is nothing but a kind of a loss. So how much loss in revenue is happening because of the return, which is the first analysis which we have to do in that here. And then we have your second requirement for the successful order analysis, where the transactions happen successfully by the our store owners itself or the store outlets, which include here the find a total successful orders per store categories, per product categories. Find the total revenues generated per year, total amount spent per subcategories. Lot of questions are present here. I'm going to be taking here 4 to 5 questions and solve it here with you. So let's start here. The first step here is we're going to be installing Power BI. How to install the Power BI? Power BI is not a free tools, it is a paid tools. We have to pay almost 50,000 rupees to the Microsoft to buy the Power BI products. But they have given us a learning applications. Power BI desktop is a learning application which they given to us for free of cost, which you can use it for the learning purpose. So you have to go to the Microsoft site and download the Power BI desktop. You can download and install the application itself. During the class, we're going to be help you to download and install the Power BI applications as well. When you install it here, then you can simply type Power BI desktop and your applications will open here. So the first page of your applications, I'm going to show you everything from the scratch, from the zero. This is the first page coming here, which they're going to ask you to get your data or get your different. previous solutions itself that is presented here. Okay, so I'm closing this one, not going to be using this window, but here this is the first, second page. From this page, you can download your data here. So first task here is get your data into the your Power BI. So data, all the data which I have to use here is present under a folder called as case study 1. Under this, you can see my data are present. Your customer data, product category informations, and your transaction data all are present here. So first task here is get all the data here into the
Uh,
Power
Excuse me, sir. I think your entire screen is not shared. Only the PPT is visible.
BI. Entire screen. Just a minute. Let me share the screen once again. Now, can you see my screen now?
It's loading, sir. Just
Okay.
yeah, sir. Now Power BI screen is visible.
Power BI screen is available. Okay. So from this is the first page of a Power BI. From this page, we're going to be loading the data. So first task here is what kind of your data is. It is an Excel file, CSV file, or a text file or a database file. So from this file, we have to identify the type of files. How you can check it here? When you bring your cursors here, a pop-up window will come and will give you the type. You can see here Microsoft Excel, comma, separated value files. This is nothing but called as a CSV file. Or also right click and go to the property. From there also you can see the your file type that will give you the what kind of files it is. So depending upon the file types, we have to select the your get data and we'll select the options here. Excel, Power BI database, data flow, Dataverse, SQL, analysis services, text and CSV. So our data is in a CSV format. So I'm going to selecting these options here. So Power BI give you multiple options to get the data from the various sources. So from this one, I go to my folder, case study 1, retail, shop data, and I take the first data here as a customer. Your Power BI will try to understand your data and going to load the data here itself. You can see my first row is your column names and the data are displaying here, which include your customer ID, date of birth, gender, and city code of the customer. If you want to make some change here, you can click on the transform data. But I do not want to make any change here. Simply click on the load and this will load your data here. You have to give certain few seconds to load the data. Depending upon the data size, it will load the data itself. Okay. From this data, suppose you want to do any kind of analysis regarding how many customers present in the different city, that you can check it here as well. On your left hand side, you can see we have three options which call as three different view: report view, table view, and your model view. This will help you to understand the data here, the different data which we're going to be using. In case we have multiple data, in that case, we're going to use here model view to connect the one data with the other data. As of now, I'm just loaded only one data, so it's showing here the one tables to us. Report view will show your data in the form of your rows and columns, where you can see the actual values of your data. And then report view will help you to get the graph and chart of your data. So I want to know how many customers present under the each city, or you can say the which city has the more customer. So what I do here is on your right hand side, we can see the two options we have: visualizations and a data. Data is showing you the customer and the customer showing you the data is here. City code, customer ID, date of birth, and gender are present here. And visualizations, you can see the different chart options present here. I'm just going for a very basic chart that we call as a stack bar chart, or simply you can say a column chart also, that can be called it here. Just click on this and I take here the your city and customer. I'm just clicking on the checkbox. I'm not putting any drag and drop, and my reports are ready here. But this report here correctly coming here? No, it's not coming here correctly. Sum of city code they're showing here and count of customer ID they're giving here. Region city code is coming here as a your numeric. It's not coming here as a text here. So if you change it here into a text, then it becomes as a your each city by you can get the values here. How to convert it here? So any conversion which you want to do, you have to go to table views and do the conversions here. So in this city code is showing here as a whole numbers you can see on the top. This I'm going to changing here to a different formats. Data type, I make it here as a text. So city code becomes your text. Will this have any impacts on my reports? I need to put the city code again. So you can see the impact of the changing the your text here. For each city wise, I'm getting the report. How many customers are present under the each city I'm getting here. So on the your y-axis vertical one, we have a city code which coming here 3547, and we have a count of customer ID. All these informations are present. You want to make it vertical, you can go for vertical as well or horizontal as well. It's up to you. How many are male and how many are female? That can be also be done here. Just click on the gender and you can easily see here the how many male and how many females are there. You can go for side by side bar plot also, or you can go on the stack bar plots as well. Whichever you feel comfortable, in that way you can use it here as well. Now, which one is for female, which one is for the male? It is blue. You can see on the legend, color legend, which is coming on the left hand side top, gender, which is coming here, the two colors here, red and a blue. Your F is blue and orange one is for the male. So in the CT3, we have more male customers and less female customers. Whereas if you go to the CT1, I have more female customers and less male customers. So we have just gone for the one or two clicks and we get our reports ready. Okay. But I'm not going to be making all the analysis here randomly. I'm going to be solving the one questions of your requirement. One, I want to know total number of return orders per store categories. So let's see how to do this one here. So for do this one, we require the other data also. So for other data, I go to the your get data text file CSV and I take here transactions data. Open and this will showing you all the data to us here as well. So here in this data, you can see the actual values present here. Can we see a return values present here? Do we have return columns present here? There's no information regarding the return. But logically, if you think it here, then quantity minus symbols represent here, this many quantities are returned. So negative means it is a return, and that is we have to identify in the data here. This can be done here with the help of a performing a small transformations in the data. So you can go for transform data. This transform data will open Power Query, a query editor of your Power BI, where we can perform a new calculations. For any new calculations, you can do it here. Okay. So in this new calculation, suppose I want to add a new columns, then how we can add a new columns here? Let's try it here now. Advanced editors manage add columns. You can see in the tops we are getting here the add columns. I click on the add columns here. We have to be using the your quantity negative values to be taking as a new columns. New columns name, return, and be adding a formula here. Suppose we does not know the formula, what formula we have to use. So you can see here we get the help here directly. This help will help you to use the functions correctly here as well. Okay. So not only one methods we have, multiple methods we have which can help you to identify it. So here I think Power Query does not have the if functions. Saurabh sir,
Yes, sir.
Power Query can be used if functions.
No, in Power Query we cannot use directly.
It is in the DAX formula, right?
DAX, yes, sir.
Okay. So any other way to create the return here?
In Power, you are doing it in Power Query Editor, no?
Yeah,
So
Power
we
Query.
can custom column return. So we can do directly in that one, no? In Power BI desktop itself
Got it, sir.
using a
Okay.
DAX.
Hmm. Okay, so we'll apply on there. Just I close this one. Let it apply the changes. And here in the table views of your transactions, we can do that here. New columns. So in the new columns, we'll put here return. This column names which I'm putting here. And we can apply the functions here. If
Bracket is missing. If open bracket.
transactions quantity less than 0, then I say here return yes, or can be put here true false also. True else false. Just press enter and we get here a return as a new columns which value is going to come as a false or a true based on the your quantity. Why we need this one? Because such type of column is not present. Otherwise, we have to using filters there itself. Once your calculation is done, just click on the commit. We have to go for a new page here. In the new page, I want to see the return values. So return, first I put a stack bar plots. Returns, I take here as true. You can see the count here out of total number of rows, 2,177 rows are your return. And I'm taking here the first values, first questions, which is store categories. So in the store categories, do we have store categories? We have the store types, which is coming here. I just click on the store type and then total amount. So here The first question which we getting a total number of return order numbers. Is not the revenues, is count here. So I'm taking here the quantity. So as it is a return values, quantity is coming here as negative. So negative values are displayed here. Minus 2K and minus 1K you can see. So the maximum quantity which are returned here is for the your ESOP. That is online sales are having the more number of returns compared to the your tele shoppings, flagship stores and the your MBR stores. Okay. So what happened in the given data, we're not having the return, but we have used it here as return values and values coming in negative because this is a return one. If I go for the not return, you can see the values here, the false one is coming, which is the which giving the more revenue, more quantity orders itself. The more number of orders for the ESOPs. So are you finding this very difficult or easy? Can you give your feedbacks? If it's a difficult, you can put D. If you're finding easy, you can write here E. So D or E that you have to write. Let me see if you're finding difficult or easy. Because I used a one small formula to calculate it here. If you're finding difficult, write D. If you're finding easy to do this one, you can write here as E. So Rita finding difficult to do. Okay. How about Manoj? Manoj also finding it difficult to do that. Yes. Okay. So reason behind of finding this difficult is maybe you are doing the first times. You have not done this kind of a task earlier. That's the reason you're finding here as a quite difficult. The steps which we are doing it here is the basic steps which we have to do it here. Maybe in a one class you're not going to be doing that in a one calculations. But yes, slowly when we start practicing this one, you can find easy. So I given the two result to you, page one and page 2. In the page 1, I have used the simply no calculations, just the count of customer for the each city. So do you find the count of customer for each city is difficult or easy? This is also difficult. Count of customer for each city. Or is easy? Okay, I do one things. I just try to make it more simpler way to do the task here. Then you give your feedback to me. Okay. I'm closing this Power BI desktops. I'm going to be taking a simple examples which make you understand, okay, these are the steps we have to follow. Try to understand here the steps here. Okay. First step here is, I hope everyone able to see my screen. First step here is we're going to be opening the Power BI desktop. This is the first step. Now you may be finding this easy to do that. The pop-up window which comes here, I can simply close this. Go to the get data and bring the text CSV files customer. No changes here, just click on the load. When I load this one, from your left hand side, click on the your stack bar chart, the first chart that we have here. On the customer, click on the your customer ID and then gender. This is to understand here how many male and how many females data we have here. Okay. This example you find difficult or easy? Can you tell me yes or no? For difficult, put D. If easy, you can put here E. Yeah. So what happens when we start your classes? The classes start with this kind of examples. Okay. So that is the what we're going to be doing that here in the classes. So slowly, what happens? The easy topics will be covered to you. Once you start doing it by your own, then slowly we're going to be have your next topics, and we're going to make increasing the difficulty levels. Okay. How about Manoj? Manoj, do you find difficult or easy these examples? Count of customers mean in the terms of male and female, difficult or easy? So Saurabh sir,
Yes,
the
sir.
Power BI class is normally taken by the Saurabh sir. So Saurabh sir, can you just give uh, some insights to the students how you're going to take the classes so they will
Yeah,
feel more confident?
fine. See, the VI class is designed for near about 25 hours. Okay, so it's take near about 14 to 15 class to cover the entire syllabus. So what will happen? The day one, we will go for the installation and the very basic introduction of what is Power BI, what is the use of BI tool and all. That's the day one will be there. From day two, we will be seeing that how we can import a data using Excel file, using a CSV file, and even using a Microsoft SQL server. Okay, that will be my day two. And a very basic example we will see, a very simple visuals like some column chart would be there. Okay, some pie chart, line chart, a very basic visuals we will cover on the day two. Fine. Once the people is comfortable with the interface of Power BI, because what happens whenever you will open the first time this entire application, lots of buttons are there. Okay, lots of things you are able to see in this on the first page. So maybe you will feel little bit scary. You will feel uncomfortable with this application. So we keep day one and day two to get the candidate comfortable with this app. Once they are comfortable with things, they understand okay how to use this application. If we click on this button, what will happen and all. Then from the day three, we start with the whatever the things that is given in our syllabus. So day 3 and 4 will be gone for our Power Query Editor, that is a ETL tool. If I need any data cleaning, I have to use that tool. Okay, so that we will cover. So 3, 4 day four it is done. Day 4, 5, and 6, we will go over the visualization. Whatever the visuals you are able to see on the screen right now. See, visualization part is there. Lots of different visuals are there. Column chart, line chart, tree map, okay, map chart are there, card visuals are there. Each and every visual we will discuss in detail in class, and how to use them, one, what is the use of it, okay, when we have to use which visual, each of this we will go in detail. So that will take 2 to 3 classes to cover that part only. So almost 6 to 7 days we will spend on this part. Okay. After that, a small assessment test would be there, so that what you have learned till now, that we will be checking out in that, and also you will have the confidence. Okay, this much knowledge I have. If you are lagging something, then again we will take care of that. Okay, why you are doing this mistake and all. After that, we will move to the DAX part. DAX is a very important thing that we have to see in Power BI. If any type of calculations I have to do, like Alok sir has done one calculation today, that if the quantity is negative, the return is true or false. That is a one example of DAX. So DAX, generally I take 3 sessions for DAX. Okay, from very beginning, a very basic. till advanced we will go. So that is done. Then we will go for the your dashboard and all. Okay? And some miscellaneous topics are there that will take one classes. So near about 14 to 15 classes would be there, starting from a very basic till advanced we will cover. Right? Okay, after that, once this is done, then you will be provided with projects works also. 2 projects will be given so that you can keep your hands on this application. Yes, sir. This is from my side.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So just now you have seen that how the classes will be taken by us. It's not like we're going to be covering the advanced topics in a day one itself. As this is the not a demo session, but I'm doing a live workshop here. So a lot of people will be viewing me and trying to do the same task with me through the your our YouTube channels and also on the LinkedIn. This link is there as well. So many people are following us on the LinkedIn and YouTube as well, and even on the YouTube also. So that's the reasons I'm covering here the some basic steps and some advanced steps as well, so that all the audience will be covering in these cases as well. But in the classes, just now we have seen the Saurabh sir explain to you how the class is going to be taken by our teams. It is not like we start here with the advanced topic in the beginning itself. It is a step-by-step task is done, and every classes which you are doing it here, suppose you are not getting the results in your systems. I'm not talking about my systems, it is working fine, but it's same task you're trying to do on your system is not work, is not getting the proper results. At that time also, you can tell your instruction that, so can, like in this case, Saurabh sir will be there. He will be logging to your systems and helping you to get the similar results on your systems as well. Okay. So that is how we're going to be performing all such tasks here. Okay. So I hope this will help you to learn in a better way and more comfortable manners as well. Okay. So I just take one more examples here regarding the your find our total revenue lost due to return per year. So year wise, how I can do the calculations. Categories I have shown year wise calculations. Suppose I want to show it here, how I can do it here. Get data. I'm going to bring another transactional data here. In this case, I does not have to require any calculations here. Just add a new page here. In the transactions data, you can look for a date values. You can see a date values are coming with a different icon. I take this date values here. This will take the year by defaults, and then I take the total amount. So year wise, how much revenue is coming that you can easily see here, which is the year which we have the maximum revenue, which year we has the less amount of revenues. 2014, we have not the complete year data, it's not showing it here. In case you want results to come here as a quarter wise, you can bring the quarters values also. So for this case, just 2 or 3 clicks, you can get the quarterly values also. You can see I'm getting the quarterly values as well. You can getting the monthly values also. And you can get the yearly. Just 2 or 3 clicks, you can convert your yearly report to quarterly, quarterly to monthly. All such cases, it is available to us here as well. In this only, suppose I'm going to bring the your returns amount, then again I have to do the calculations for the return as well. Okay, which I'm not doing it in this stage here. So this is just the yearly reports I'm going to be showing to you. Okay. In case someone trying to do with me, they can try to do the similar task as well. And to get all these yearly reports, quarterly reports, monthly reports, it's just a fraction of second within a minute times you can get the report with the help of Power BI. Whereas in the case of similar task, when you're going to perform in the your Excel, first we have to create a pivot tables. From the pivot tables, the pivot chart, that all that going to be coming. It's a two-stage task. But here in this case of Power BI, single step task. Get your data, just 2 or 3 clicks, you can get the yearly, quarterly, monthly, all reports can be prepared with the fraction of second itself. Okay. So I'm not covering the more questions here because as we are new to the analytics domain and many people are not familiar with all these terminologies, it might be difficult for them to give the more examples to you. But you can see a lot of questions I'm taken here. So all these questions which are like already following me on the YouTube and LinkedIn, they can get these questions as well. Join the our WhatsApp community groups. In the community groups, you can find these PDF files in the all the questions. You can find the data as well, and you can try to get the answer for this. Once you submit these answers, you will get a certificate from our team as well on your these workshops. Okay. How are you going to contact us? Okay. So to contacting us, I'm going to be sharing some my details as well. But how Nikhil will be helping to you? As of now, the training which we are providing here is through online mode. Recently, we have started hybrid mode of training as well. Hybrid mode of training is only for those people who are staying within the Bangalore. So staying in the Bangalore, they can go for the hybrid mode. In this case, once in a week, we have to be meeting physically and discussing your doubts, questions as well. We provide training to the corporate as well as your colleges also. We undertake consulting projects from the your different companies. All our research works are presented on online analytics magazines called as Data Analytics Age, and we have a very strong team for the placement, which will make sure that every student who enroll with us should get the good placements and all. The courses which we going to be offered to you are PI, that is Business Intelligence Power Packs, Business Intelligence Analyst Power Packs, Data Analytics Power Packs, Data Science Modeling and Machine Learning Power Packs. They are the different courses which are going to be offered by our teams. We make sure that our training should be based in the industries, and for that purpose we make sure that every student should be working with us on the assignments. You'll get a lot of assignment to practice on. The classes data will be shared to you as well, which you're going to be practicing, and some more questions will be given to you in the practice now to make a regular assessment which will help you to understand your learning pace at the same time which help us also that how you're learning as well. So module tests and other tests are conducted by us with a periodic intervals so that we can check your progress. Every student has to complete 15 plus projects which will give them hands-on learning as well. Statistics topics are must for analysts and that is included in our curriculums. The classes are available in the weekday and weekend classes as well. You can opt for the your classes with the discussions with your mentors. For placements, we're going to be following 4 phases of tasks. First task will be your resume modifications and profile building. Once your 80% course is complete, we start building your resumes and your profiles. Second will be your mock interviews. Once your resumes are ready, we're going to be taking the mock interviews. Everyone has to complete the mock interviews under which you're going to be learning the your basic question which is going to be asked to you, how to prepare for the interviews as well, and gain the more confidence to face the interviews. And third will be your interview calls. We will be arranging the interview calls for all the students of Nikhil. Once you complete your mock interviews, your interview calls will start coming here. How many interview calls will be arranged for me? Till the offer letters is not issued to you or not accepting the offer letter. Once you accept the offer letters, we'll stop giving the interview calls to you. Some candidates will take around 3 to 4 interview calls to get the jobs. Some they take even 7 to 8 as well. On an average, a student takes 5 to 6 interviews to get the jobs as well. So for that cases, we will be arranging the interview calls for you. So the other your 4 steps task to complete the your journey of joining analytics companies. First will be the training. Second will be the resume and profile building. third will be the mock interviews, and the fourth will be your interview calls. How much time it will take, the time durations to complete all this process and all will take here 4 months. Sometimes it will exceed as well. Like so, in that cases, I tell you that can keep a 1 month buffer as well. So 4 to 5 months, that is the time frame in which you can complete your trainings and can get the jobs as well. Any questions, any doubt that we have? No? Okay. So as we have no questions, so there are the few success story which I like to share with you. Like there are the few candidates who are recently placed with us. So the other students, you can find these students also in our LinkedIn profiles. Go to nikhilanalytics.com, Nikhil Analytics LinkedIn profiles. From there, you can find all our students present in our LinkedIn's, and you can even contact them as well. And the other, your few of the Google comments, Google reviews they have placed to us. And even Shivam has given a video reviews as well. You can check his video reviews on our YouTube channels as well. So we have our YouTube channels on which you can get a lot of learnings and reviews also. For regular updates regarding our classes and the new job openings and all, you can follow us on the YouTubes, and we have our WhatsApp channels as well on which you can get the your regular updates regarding the new batches, new jobs, and then lot of research articles will be published on our WhatsApp channels as well. And this is the contact details on which you can contacting our teams, which will help you to complete the enrollment procedures. So first number is my numbers, and second number is Duty ma'am's numbers, which can she will be also helping to you in the placement activities. Okay. Any questions, any doubt that we have? We like to take your questions now. Manoj, Sarita, any questions that we have?
No questions.
No questions. Okay. So as we have no questions, we wind up the sessions now. Thank you for your times and your dedications to listen me and following my instructions during the sessions. Thank you everyone. Bye bye. Take care.